Destination can be stressful. Sometimes travel with your significant other can cause even more anxiety and disagreements. Emotions can come into play and a lot can go wrong on a romantic getaway. Travel consultant Beth Duppstadt and honeymoon specialist Nancy Jackson are here from LoveLand and Sea Travel, LoveLand and Sea Travel, with some pointers. Good to see you again, Beth, and nice to have you here too, Nancy. So I guess with people who've never traveled together before, that might be a whole different set of issues than maybe married couples or families who've been together for a long time. So what do you tell people who haven't been on a trip together?
I think the key is to start small. You know, you don't want to plan a really long, extensive trip with someone you've never traveled with before. So starting small, like a long weekend getaway, something relatively easy, no language barrier issues is a good way to start.
Yeah, that probably is, because you don't even know if you like the same things, I guess.
Exactly.
To go on a trip, right?
Yes.
So what are some other things that you need to talk about when you're planning a vacation, no matter how long you've been together?
I think that having some privacy is always a good option, and that can be for new couples and also couples who've been together for a while.
Privacy from each other?
Yes, having a little bit of alone time, I think, and I always recommend, you know, maybe one of you can go to the spa for a little while, the other one can go play golf, just to have some alone time so that when you are back together, you can really focus on each other and the relationship.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing, that a lot of these new resorts are having very modern bathroom designs, and some of them are open concepts, and not every couple is comfortable with that. So
yeah,
that's why
I don't think I would like that at all.
It's important to talk to a travel agent who knows not to put you in that specific type of room if you know, if you're not looking for that.
I never would have thought about that.
Yes.
You go and tour the resort, so you know that. Okay, Nancy, money is a big issue when you're planning any kind of trip, but especially a honeymoon too, I guess, right?
It is. I would definitely recommend you guys sit down and discuss the budget that you want to stay close to, as far as the accommodations and transportation, and whether or not you want to splurge on fine dining or maybe just budget-friendly restaurants. But I would recommend an all-inclusive to all of my honeymoon.
Why? Why an all-inclusive?
Just because they don't have to worry about the budget. It's already paid for up front, so once they get there, it's just so much more stress-free. They can sit down, relax, and enjoy the vacation and not have to worry about spending anything once they get there.
And I guess if they do an all-inclusive, you can even help them down to the excursions or extra things they want to do while they're there.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So have you guys ever, you told me when we emailed about this, Beth, because I found an article and I thought this was such a great idea for a travel segment, that sometimes you're kind of like a marriage counselor when you're planning trips.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will have two people who say they're ready to plan a trip. We get together and one person wants something completely different than the other person. And so part of my job as a travel consultant is to help them each get some of their priorities and compromise a little bit on the other things, because everybody has their own travel style.
Well, and the activities that one person wants to do might not be what everybody else wants to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And you, your notes also said too that when you come back for the trip, I know I've planned trips with you before, and you always call and ask me what was good, what was bad. Why is it important for people to talk about the trip afterward?
Well, I think it gives, first of all, if there were any arguments during the trip, I think it's a good idea to kind of sort through those just for the relationship's sake.
Yeah.
But then also it helps you in planning the next trip. You know, what were the things we really enjoyed doing, and what do we think we could improve on for next time?
Yeah, very good. Yeah. I love those tips. Nancy and Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's lovelandandsea.com. She has a Facebook page too, and an Instagram. You can go look at all her trips. We'll be right back.